Aim big, they said. Aim high. Get the best that you possibly can. But can United really get a Champions League winning goalkeeper or a World Cup winning goalkeeper? United apparently in for Donnarumma from PSG. Going to explain the situation that has developed at PSG and why we're even in the reckoning for that. No bid as of yet or anything of real significance for Donnarumma. Just United testing the waters and where they're actually at. But more proof they are looking for a top-notch goalkeeper. On top of Martinez also, who is the better option for Manchester United? Going to compare that and get your thoughts on that in the live chat as well in tonight's show. A little bit earlier on the live show tonight, everybody, simply because of that final between Spain and Portugal. We're going to be watching that on the couch later on Big Up. If you want to join us there, do get involved. The link is in the chat. We'll be talking about that a bit later on in this show as well. But yes, Donnarumma to Manchester United. What's happening there? Oh my God. Yes, I know. Manchester United going for top targets at the moment. There has been nothing significant come out regarding Victor Gyokeres or Brian and Bumo today. I have then done some digging around, and I have had one message back from a journalist who has given me some information on that. I will update you on that also and where we're actually at. As expected, Manchester United just preparing themselves for the next couple of days before the window shuts on Tuesday, and this first part of this new transfer window actually taking shape. So yes, it does close on Tuesday for 6 days, and Manchester United want to get Brian and Bumo done. Gyokeres won't be done in that time. The updates on both of them, like I said, coming up later on in the show. But we're starting with the goalkeeping situation and where the hell this report from Donnarumma has come from. It's come from French sources. It's come from L'Equipe. It's come from a few other different accounts as well over in France as to the situation that has developed with Donnarumma at PSG. And that is that he has been negotiating a new contract with PSG for the last 9 months. He's got 1 more year left to run on his deal. So this is why this is starting to speculate right now. We're obviously not the only team that's in for Donnarumma. We're not the only team that is actually bidding for him right now, our club that's bidding for him, or I say not so much bidding, keeping an eye on the situation and telling, well, basically, we're just waiting to see what happens with these negotiations. But reading into the negotiations and what's actually being said is more interesting than actually Donnarumma coming in. And the report coming in from France is that, yes, he's trying to negotiate a new deal, but in that new deal and in negotiations, apparently Manchester United, well, not Manchester United, so apparently PSG have offered him a decreased wage. So he isn't getting the wages that, he isn't going to be getting any increase in his wages. It's going to be less than what he's actually on right now, which is crazy. He's on approximately 200 grand a week wages. So obviously, if he is going to move, there is going to be a significant shift in actual, in wages for him to go up, I think. If he's going to go anywhere, I think this is what he's trying to negotiate now. He's trying to negotiate a deal where he wants more money. He wants to get more out of PSG. As a Champions League winner at 26 and one of the best goalkeepers in the world, you would expect PSG, with their millions, to actually be offering him more. This is where this story didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I'm looking at it and I'm going, no, they're not going to offer Donnarumma less than what he's on now. He's one of the best in the world. He's one of the best in the world, so I can't see why Manchester United would why PSG would not offer him any more. It didn't make any sense at all. And trying to find anything else story-wise with this and trying to get proof that this is the case has been difficult. But all we're hearing is that Manchester United, amongst other big clubs, have now invested an interest into Donnarumma and are keeping track of the situation, checking the conditions as to what might need to happen for them to make this deal. So, no bid. No sign of any bid yet because obviously PSG are still negotiating his contract. But Manchester United are prepared to offer Donnarumma a deal and are prepared to bid for Donnarumma with PSG. I don't know if they'd be happy to sell to a rival, whether it's easy to sell to Manchester United because we're not competing with them in the Champions League. I personally, when I look at this, I don't see Donnarumma leaving PSG in the first place. But the fact that this has come about has definitely proven, I feel, that Manchester United are genuinely looking for a top goalkeeper right now. It's not just Donnarumma we've talked about. Remember, we've been talking in depth about Martinez. We've been talking in detail about him and his situation right now and where he's at with Manchester United, the interest that he's got at with United. Ben Jacobs was talking the other day about United actually being in for him if indeed Villa do want to sell him. The reported fee for him is around 25 million to 30 million quid. So, Martinez, Donnarumma, they are top. They are the best in the world right now. What you've got to say here is, I feel right now is, again, Manchester United just positioning themselves, and everything that's actually going on right now in the transfer market is really, really interesting. In that, I think nothing's off the table. I mean, we've just seen Victor Osimhen, for God's sake, turn down 865 grand a week to move to Al Hilal. I don't get it. Like, what? We've just seen Bayer Leverkusen turn down 113 million for Florian Wirtz. Victor Gyokeres isn't accepting 45 million a year as a contract. Donnarumma is being offered a decreased wage at PSG. And Emi Martinez, one of the best in the planet, World Cup winning goalkeeper, might have to be sold for Aston Villa to survive. What's happened to the world? What is going on right now within the footballing world, particularly the Premier League? I mean, seriously, there is so many different scenarios and different situations developing. It's all going to kick off, I feel, big time soon. We thought that the start of this window was mad. Can you imagine when everybody else comes in, when the 1st of July kicks in? Because I do firmly believe that clubs are holding off right now because of the situation with the Club World Cup teams and what they're buying, what money's then left for them to spend. I do think that teams are waiting for the new financial year to kick in on the 1st of July. So that, I feel, is when everything is going to go into overdrive. But just to go back onto Donnarumma, and I will come into the chat in a moment as well on this to get your thoughts on it, whether you think there is any chance whatsoever. To break it down in full once more as to where we're actually at with it is, Donnarumma has 1 year left on his deal at PSG. He's been negotiating a new deal, according to reports in France, for over 9 months now. And in that offer that PSG have given him, in the new contract, which they have put on the table, is a decreased wage. It makes absolutely zero sense that PSG have done this. And I'm still scratching my head. I couldn't find anything to turn this story down or say otherwise. So I've ran with it today just to gauge your thought and see where you're actually at with it. But honestly, right now, Donnarumma to Manchester United, I don't see it. I really don't. But if he's there and this doesn't turn out to be what Donnarumma wants, how much would you pay this goalkeeper? How much would you pay him at 26, knowing that that is the next, 15 years nearly of goalkeeping sorted at Manchester United? As good as it can get. He has got a howler in him, like every goalkeeper has. But I tell you what, there is a man that stands up on the big occasion and is used to winning big, big trophies now. That there, I think, is the right mentality for Manchester United to be bringing in. Whether it's Emi Martinez or whether it's Donnarumma, you're looking at this and you're saying this is one hell of a deal for Manchester United to do. This is massive for United. If we can pull off any of these two, it would be absolutely huge for this football club. And particularly after the season we've just had, like we've said many a times before, any player coming in of this significance for Manchester United needs to be recognised as a statement signing by this football club in a real way. I just don't think United will be top of Donnarumma's list. Now, the other side to Donnarumma and what has also been reported is his love and the appeal of the Premier League. Now, let's look at the goalkeeping situations around and who needs a goalkeeper. If United are in, City are in, and City will be top of the tree in terms of the goalkeeping situation. Obviously, Sia has gone, and that deal is now off. That's one of the goalkeepers that could have been moving. There are others going around. Obviously, you're talking Costa is apparently going to Manchester City. So there's another good goalkeeper gone. Does that mean that that's City out of the equation? Liverpool have bought their goalkeeper in already. I don't see Newcastle moving for one. Chelsea are in for Mignon at AC Milan. Then you're looking at Aston Villa. Obviously, they're looking to sell Martinez, so they're sort of out of the equation. Arsenal have got Raya and just bought in Kepa. If he's going to the Premier League, realistically, there aren't many options there for him. There aren't a lot there. There isn't a lot there for Emi Martinez, and that, I feel, is where we're at now with this. This is, I think, where United are probably looking at it and going, there's half a chance here. Only for City not sealing their signing yet, I think, is the concern for me, and the chance that United have actually got to get him in. I just don't see. I'm looking at it and I just think I've just watched this guy win the Champions League. I've had a fantastic season, and I just cannot convince myself that Manchester United are going to have enough to lure in Donnarumma. What PSG would want for him this summer, with 1 year left on his contract, they're still going to demand a high fee for him. And Manchester United know all too well what it is like to deal with PSG and trying to get transfers done. This, I feel, right now is a real challenge for Manchester United if they want to go in for it. But I just don't think they're going to enter it if other clubs go in, because I don't think Manchester United are going to want to get into a bidding war. If the opportunity comes around and Donnarumma is there at a cheap price and Man United can get him, I think we will go in for him. But I just don't see it personally, that's all. I think Emi Martinez is United's target. And if I had to choose out the two of them, that's another one I'm going to ask you right now. I would say, obviously, I'd take Donnarumma for the longevity and the long-lasting goalkeeper. I think he is good. I think they're as good as each other. I really do. I think they both command the box. I think they're both great shot stoppers. Great at coming and claiming the ball as well. Can play sweeper keeper. I think Emi Martinez has the advantage in terms of ball playing, I think, and coming out of his box. I think he has the better side of it there, personally, for me. I would go with whatever deal is best for the club, because both of them keepers are absolute steals for Manchester United in the situation we're in. So whatever works best financially for Man United is where I would go. If you told me either one of them, I really wouldn't be bothered. I wouldn't. If I had the choice and they were both level and they were both options and could both come on the same deal, I would pick Donnarumma over Emi Martinez. But I'm not going to be disappointed with either. I don't think it's anything that Man United fans are too concerned about. Super chat in from Roz. If it's me, I ignore PSG. Check in on Martinez. Push that as far as I can, and if that doesn't work, go for Milinkovic-Savic. The 20 million price for Milinkovic-Savic is a bargain. Yeah, it is. It does seem like the cheaper option as well, doesn't it? That, I feel, is where we're actually at right now at Manchester United. Like, I feel like there's so many goalkeeping options. There's no drama. There's no panic. There's no stress in the situation. I think they're happy for Onana to stay, as much as that is a disaster. They're still going to bring in someone behind him. If a decent opportunity arises for a goalkeeper, I think United are all over it. And I think that's the situation where we're at right now. I think United are in for anybody that is decent at the right price in goalkeeping, because it's not the priority, which I still scratch my head at every single time I say it. I really do. Let's see. If you haven't liked the video already, please do get your likes in. When we get to 200 likes, we are going to drop 5 gifted memberships into the chat as well, everybody. So please do get involved in the comments section. Get your comments in, everyone. And let's go with this. Give me your thoughts on everything. By the way, quickly, there is a story flying around that Manchester United are interested in Osimhen. Look, don't believe it. That's all I'm going to say. From what I've read and what people have said, I just can't see it. The source is not reliable enough for what we really need in terms of definites for someone like Victor Osimhen to Manchester United. We do know that United have approached Napoli and Osimhen in April, and we were miles apart with what was needed in terms of the price for the player. And if Osimhen is turning down 865 grand a week in wages, then United cannot go anywhere near him. So just leave that alone. What is he thinking? Like, you can look at it two ways, I suppose. You could go, well, money isn't an option for him, and he wants to play better football. But why would you turn down 3 different offers? So apparently he's been offered 30, 35 and 45 million euros a year contracts. So if he said no to one, why is he even entertaining another one? And then if he's not interested in the money side of things, why is he not entertaining the next one? This is absolutely astronomically stupid wages that he's going to be on. So I don't get it. I don't get where he's at. I don't get what he wants. There aren't many suitors out there for him, I don't feel. Someone's going to have to pay near 70 million to take him away from Napoli in the first place. And someone's going to have to pay him more than 25 million a year. Someone came back to me earlier on and said, look, you get stupid wages in Europe right now. It's not as appealing in the Saudi Pro League. Yeah, you get decent wages in Europe. You don't get over 800 grand a week in Europe. Nobody gets paid that. So, no, it's less than half what he was getting paid at Saudi to go for it. So I don't know if he's chasing better football, or if it's the money. I honestly got no idea where it is. But one thing it does look like with Victor Osimhen at the moment is a mess. And do we need to be embroiled in a transfer saga and mess like that? I think looking at the way that United are conducting business at the moment, I think we stay clear of that scenario and we move forward into our other departments. Yeah, I look at everything that United are doing and say, it just doesn't seem like the right type of transfer United would go in for right now. I really don't. But yes, I just look at it and go, what you've got to do here is be sensible about what's actually happening, which is what I'm going to bring up in a moment, actually. Yes, so don't forget, everybody, if we get 200 likes, then we will be gifting out 5 new memberships on the live show as well today. So get on to that. That's on today's show. Now, we will be doing a watch along for the Spain-Portugal game later as well. So join me on the sofa on Big Up. One of the mods will drop the link in the description in a moment's time for you. I'll just pin that up as well, so you can all join us later on for that. But yes, let's get some comments in on this one regarding the goalkeepers, Osimhen, whatever you want to talk about. Them players, you picking Martinez, are you picking Donnarumma, are you thinking even United have got a chance of getting Osimhen? We've done a poll on Donnarumma. Any chance of United getting Donnarumma? 30% of you have said yes, 70% of you have said no. I'm leaning towards the no as well at the moment. Sorry, I have already pinned up the link to Big Up for later on as well, everybody. So if you want to join me on the sofa for the Spain-Portugal game, kicking off at 8, we're live from 7:45 over there on Big Up, completely free. So just come across and give us a watch there, join in with the fun. We are going to be doing our match bingo setup as well in that game as well, everybody. So get involved in it. We have just dropped them 5 memberships in. We have gone over 200 likes. Thank you again, everybody, for all of your support. Let's see what comments we've got coming in regarding these plays and these stories floating around right now. No more clowns ever between the sticks for our club. Quiet, brave, commanding goalies, brave under the high ball, athletic with huge paws. I think both of these goalkeepers we're talking about here, Spirit, are definitely in that category, mates. They really are. We want statement signings, not marquee signings. They have failed us for the last 12 years. I agree with that. Statements are the right word, and I think the best way to title these type of transfers for Manchester United. I really do. And when you look at the names that are coming up, you wouldn't say that they are absolute world-beating Galactico type of signings that we've gone for before, which you would say are the marquee types. They are, I feel, like Cunha and Bumo. I think they're statements, as in everybody wanted them and United got them in the worst type of circumstances that United could possibly be in. I think that's massive for Manchester United. I really do. We've got blocking with a chat that says, I met Peter Shilton in a charity golf day last week. He's out of work at the moment, but he's in his late 70s. Any chance? Better than Andre Onana, mate. I'd take him over Onana right now all day. My God, at least he'd get his body on his line. At least he'll put his body on the line. Another super chat in from Dwayne says, I'm happy as we get all tall, crazy, commanding goalkeepers. I'm happy if we get a tall, crazy, commanding goalkeeper. Both Donnarumma and Emi Martinez, again, in that category of big units. I just want a commanding keeper who's going to dominate this defence and actually command his box properly and be able to save a ball. That's not much to ask, is it? It definitely isn't. You don't have to go out and spend crazy money to try and get a goalkeeper in like this, but you can definitely go out and get an adequate goalkeeper to work in a Ruben Amorim system. Right now, Andre Onana is just letting this side down, left, right and centre. And you can go back into, at least 20, 30 games where he's dropped a clanger. That's ridiculous in a 2-year spell. That is absolutely absurd. For a goalkeeper. You cannot afford to make that many mistakes. With a faltering front line, there's no chance that is actually ever going to fly at Manchester United. It isn't. Let's see. So Adam, what about some new wing backs? Surely we aren't going to start the season with Dalot and Shaw. We've got Diego Leon, we've got Dorgu, we've got Ahmad, we've got Kamasin, we've got Mantato. We don't need to worry about it being Dalot and Shaw. We are not going to get a wing back in this summer, I don't think, because I think we haven't got enough money to make that work. I personally feel like Manchester United will bring in we will bring in a wing back if we can, but I don't think it's a priority. I've said that before, actually. I don't think Manchester United are in the market. I think it's all about the midfield, the 9 and the 10. That's where United are at. On that, let's move on. So there hasn't been much in terms of, let's just say, interesting information on Brian and Bumo or on Victor Gyokeres. So I messaged the journalist who's been covering it all. You'll probably know which one I'm talking about. First of all, on Brian and Bumo and where we're at right now. Not much has happened over the weekend at all. And he says to me in a message, he says, I'm hearing delay in Bumo due to it being weekend. Not all clubs have technical directors and negotiators that work this early in June, unfortunately, especially due to the window opening early this year. So, yes, in terms of the window opening early, maybe some staff have taken a break or on holiday or on vacation. It takes a little bit longer to get deals done. And Manchester United obviously are in the market. Brentford probably weren't in the market to be doing any deals in this early stage. United are. And sometimes you can just get taken aback by the situation being thrust upon you, like it was with Brian Bumo saying he wants Manchester United and has told Brentford that he wants to go to us. So that's the delay. He has said to me, though, expect movement tomorrow and Tuesday. So my hope of weekend, I wasn't thinking that there might actually be staff off this weekend for other Premier League clubs. I didn't think about that, silly me. But that's what he said to me. He expects movement at the start of this week, so we can just look forward to what happens with that. He did also update me on Victor Gyokeres as well. Gyokeres still remains the same, open to United, but also waiting to see what else will come his way. Sales needed to fund the deal, but Man United is Man United's top target. Marco Gyokeres also came out and said in his last tweet, actually, this is what he said before in updating everything in terms of the situation. He said, Manchester United's number one striker signing remains Victor Gyokeres, who is still their top target at this stage. The club will only pivot to alternative options if they deem Gyokeres unattainable. That, I feel, is exactly where Manchester United are at. And yeah, I mean, what you've got to look at here as well is he has also just dropped a massive statement on his page as well. Manchester United's transfer window saga. He goes on to talk about a lot within this in terms of what Manchester United's plan is, what they're operating at, and it's too much to actually go through now. And what we are going to be looking at is a driven Manchester United transfer window. I'm just looking through some of it. It is really intriguing, actually. Just to open it up here, just so you've got an idea. Manchester United, one of the most recognisable football clubs globally, is often linked with a vast number of players during the summer transfer window. While some of these rumours stem from genuine interest, and many are tactics employed by agents and clubs eager to drum up attention and inflate the player's market value. Over the years, United have become increasingly aware of this trend, acknowledging that their name is frequently used in transfer speculation, even when no actual negotiations are taking place. A recruitment pattern. The tactic is straightforward, associating a player with Manchester United, even without concrete discussions, can boost public and media interest, ultimately forcing other clubs to act. Whether it's agents pushing for better deals or clubs trying to spark bidding wars, United's name often appears in speculative reports that have little basis in reality. There is plenty on this. He actually uses Milinkovic-Savic here as an example. One classic example was Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, who was linked with Manchester United several consecutive summers despite no formal negotiations. This is the midfielder. Not the goalkeeper, so I should have said that at the start. Reports suggested that Man United was an imminent destination, yet the player remained at Lazio until he eventually moved elsewhere. His agent and club seemingly benefited from the speculation, keeping his profile high. He's making a point there, I feel, about some of the stories that are floating around. And you can bring in Victor Osimhen into this right now, and where we're at with him. He's not anywhere near Manchester United. And I think, like what Gyokeres has said there in terms of Manchester United being linked, I think this is the case. Now, we do know that there has been contact with someone like Osimhen by Manchester United, but it was a mile apart in terms of what Manchester United could and couldn't have got out of the deal. It was the players' wages, nowhere near what Manchester United were willing to structure, and the price from Napoli, it just too much for Manchester United. This is where Victor Gyokeres is different. And the story on Gyokeres right now being United's top target is because he is attainable. United can make Victor Gyokeres work. And it works by Manchester United obviously having that option in his contract for the in the first place, which is only a certain amount of clubs can bid for Victor Gyokeres when he's 2 years into his deal at Sporting, and that's where we're at right now. He's had a fantastic season and his stock has risen. Everybody's looking at him, but everybody's buyout for him, if you are not in this list of clubs, is approximately 80 million. So they've got that sorted, but Gyokeres was clever. So he put certain clubs' names in on this list when negotiating this deal from Coventry to Sporting. And this is why United have an opportunity within this clause to get him for 55 to 60 million quid. And United can afford that. We have just spent it, or are about to spend it, on two players when Bumo's confirmed this week. And again, Manchester United being linked with other players, like Gyokeres said, is just to bump up that interest in him. If United are interested in, for instance, Donnarumma, if United are interested, for instance, in the likes of Victor Osimhen, then it's going to spark wildfire, and everybody's going to be interested in it. Speculation goes up, and you start to get a lot more people looking and intriguingly, like, just testing the water, I feel, as well. It's like, well, we've had approach from him. He's linked with him. It's probably going to have to be this price to try and get this deal over the line. And that's how they would negotiate it. That's how they would actually move forward with anything like this. And to be fair, look, you've got to play the game. And this is what happens. It's nothing illegal in it. There's nothing wrong with it. Stories will float. It's social media. There's nothing we can do about it. It's not regulated. So what you've got to do is just accept that there are going to be some false reports out there, but look at the genuine ones that have genuine stories behind them, and that's where you have to go. That's the story that would probably have more legs than the others. And I do believe there is probably, a 70-30 split in terms of reality to not this summer already, which is 30 being the reality and 70 being complete made-up shit. We talk about it all. We talk about the reports. I do believe that there is some interest in some of the reports. We try to keep it down to a debate sort of level in terms of, do you think that this would be an option for us? We're allowed to discuss it. We're fans. We're a fan channel. And we like to discuss it amongst ourselves, where we feel like this deal is doable, whether we'd like it or not. These stories do carry weight in a lot of them, but some are complete made-up shit. And, you will get a lot of people talking them up as well. But it's all to make money. It's all to get more and more and more. And thankfully, Manchester United are aware of this. The fact that United are operating quickly, the stories that we talked about this morning about United pushing these transfers very quick, trying to get them over the line and get these deals done, I think is encouraging for all Manchester United fans. It's encouraging that we can see Manchester United trying to operate differently, aware of certain things that are happening in this transfer window. And that, I think, is a good sign for us, a really good sign. You never know, Onana might turn it around next season. Angie not willing to take that chance. 2 years of shit is definitely not worth it, I'm afraid. He isn't going to get any better or better shot stopper or quicker. He is what he is, and that's it. And I don't want him in between the sticks for Manchester United again. We need to improve that area of the pitch. It's a definite for me. it has to be the top. It has to be one of the top priorities. I said it at the start of the summer. It's got to be a 9. It's got to be a goalkeeper. They're the ones and they're the areas of the pitch that we need to fix, and fix fast. Simple as. I would take Martinez for the right price, 50 to 20 mil max, no more. Don't think we could bring in Donnarumma, in my opinion. That's where I'm at, Silverback, to be honest. I do believe that Manchester United are in the market for whatever opportunity comes around. But reality slaps me in the face and tells me that this is probably a transfer too far. It really is. And I'm not saying that Man United wouldn't want Donnarumma. They would jump at the chance. But Champions League winner going straight to a non-Champions League competing side the next season, I just don't see that working right off the back. And his words in terms of being asked about his contract situation, Donnarumma, were, we're just going to go and celebrate a fantastic season now. And that's it. Why would you want to move away from that level of competition and elite football to where United are now? He's got the pick of any football team on the planet right now, Donnarumma, and is not going to go to Manchester United, in my opinion. Totally in my opinion. And you can argue your point and try and get it across in how you feel Donnarumma would come to Manchester United. By all means, get in there and let me know. Adam, you keep saying 9 and keeper. What about wing-backs? No wing-backs, John. No wing-backs. I'm sorry, you've got Diego Leon coming in. You've got Dorgu there. You've got Ahmad dropping back. Right now, the priority is not wing-backs for Manchester United. But if they have the money left and they can make some serious sales, then yes, they will go for it. But at the moment, there is no stories whatsoever of any wing-back of any sort coming into Manchester United. There is nothing. Nothing at all. And that's what we've got to go with. Nothing concrete whatsoever. In terms of Rasmus Højlund as well, I'm going to move on to him in a moment, actually. Please do keep liking the video, everybody, if you are loving the content. Yes, we do stick to our normal times around about 6 and 6:30. We've gone a little bit earlier tonight because of the football. Wanted to give you all a bit of a break and make sure you're fully prepped for it. Some people would change their schedule completely just to counter other people. We don't do that. We always stick to it, and you know when we're going to be going live. And I think this story is definitely one that I think people are interested in. I think they're intrigued in because of what they've seen. And that's the point I wanted to make in doing this video, is because there is no bid. There is nothing significant in this deal. But it's another reason to actually talk about what's actually going on with Manchester United this summer. And that reason is that we have been taken aback and surprised, happily surprised, by the way that United have done business. In getting in Bumo, didn't think it would happen. Cunha, a month ago, I'd have said, I don't think so unless we get the Champions League football. Players like that have more and better options. I just didn't think it was going to happen. And United have surprised me. They have really surprised me. That's why I did that little video winding up Newcastle fans the other day. Look, I got nothing against Newcastle fans. I love the Geordies. I think they're a fantastic fan base and one of the most vocal and, I think, real fans out there most of the time. But like bitching and moaning about Manchester United, like just understand the pecking order, understand where we are. And I've forgotten about that. Completely forgotten about where Manchester United are, how big Manchester United are because of how bad the football's been. And that's what you get when you watch a season like we just have. And Donnarumma and players like Martinez and players like Gyokeres now. And actually seriously talking about these transfers possibly happening, I feel now is simply because of what we've actually seen already. And how surprised we've actually been by what's actually going on. It is a breath of fresh air how United are operating this summer. And I'm not having anybody argue the point that United have not had a positive start to this window. We have had a very positive start to this transfer window. And I think it looks like it's going to get better as it goes along. I'm praying that the way we've operated in the incomings moves across to the outgoings as well. And we get the business done that we need to get done. That, I think, is paramount in everything for Manchester United right now. We are on the road, by the way, to 83,000 subscribers. We're on the march, people. If you haven't already and you want to be up to date with all your Manchester United news daily, then please hit that subscribe button also, everyone. Thank you so much. Let's get some more comments in in here as well. If we got George says, it's all about big players playing for a massive club. That club is Manchester United. The prestige of playing for United is too big to turn down. We will be back in the Champions League next season, 26-27. That's a confident shout right there from George. And I'm all for the confidence, Georgie, mate. Keep it coming, buddy. That's what we want to hear. Let's get some more of that in. Thomas Frank has resigned as manager of Tottenham Hotspur, telling Daniel Levy, I have taken them as far as I can. I'm all for the jokes as well. I like it. Graham's in with the super chats. Adam and Jacobs has said Pervez Estepinho is an option for wing back. Yeah, he's an option. But we do know that Estepinho was an option for us in January as well. And I don't know. Again, Brighton are in a position comfortably, like the Athletic said, within PSR circles right now, to demand high prices, to actually offer their players to other clubs, but at a high price. They have got plenty of money to spend. They're up there with City and Chelsea in terms of how much they can spend this summer. So the problem you've got is that United, or not just United, everybody else who's struggling with PSR are going to clubs or could look at players at clubs like Brighton and say, yeah, we're interested in that player. That player floats our boat. We can definitely do something there. But then you're coming up against the fact that that club, as well run as Brighton are, which they are, they can charge whatever they want. It's like João Pedro rumours going to Newcastle all of a sudden. That's a £60 million striker. Brighton don't need to sell. They can go out and buy and still have enough room with PSR right now. So I get what Graham's saying, and yes, he is an option. We have heard about this before. Ben Jacobs is sitting on the fence there and hedging his bets big time, because that's a story that's been going around for ages. But yes, there is actual truth to it. So it could happen. It could be a realistic chance for Manchester United. But I think it comes down in terms of the priority list. I don't think it's right up there for United right now. Babs is in the chat and she says, it looks like Ruben Amorim is having influence in getting the targets he wants. Good, strong management, definitely. Daniel says, realist Son Sand Cerveza. Now it's down at Flower. Someone's talking in the private chat there. I've missed that one. Stupid me, sorry. Don't let me interrupt you, everybody. Polina is really good. He is a natural CDM. I don't see United going for Polina. I've seen that report doing the rounds. It come from the Daily Mirror this morning. No, in my opinion, I don't think United are going to go for someone of that age. I think he's pushing 30 now. Is he not, João Polina? I'm sure he is. Someone will confirm in the chat right now. I just don't think that is a signing that Manchester United would go for. I don't think he fits our profile of player. Definitely in terms of the right age and what Bayern Munich would want, I don't think João Polina is a Manchester United type. Look, I think in the past United would have gone for him. I do, but not right now. Moving on to Rasmus Højlund now. Please do keep your comments coming in on all of the topics, including Donnarumma and Martinez, Osimhen, Gyokeres, and then Bumo. I'll give you the updates on them as well. Let's see. Adam, I would rather prefer Donnarumma. I would if they were both the same, mate. But I feel like Martinez is going to be a better chance of getting a new goalkeeper in of that quality. That's why I'm probably just leaning towards him, because I see it being a bit more of a real deal. Villa need to sell. United need a keeper. Emi Martinez has been a target for United before, and I think Emi Martinez would move to Manchester United. That's something that has been floating as well, that he would be open to moving to United. So I see movement in that. I don't necessarily completely see United being able to convince Donnarumma. After the season that he's had, I don't. One player we know is obviously heading out of the door at Manchester United is Rasmus Højlund. Well, if you listen to him, no, because he's adding 2 years onto his contract right now. He's manifesting extra extensions onto his contract, because he has said and come out and said, and I touched on this morning, and I didn't even realise, and this was picked up by the Muppeteers, so well done to them for picking up on this, because I'm big on the contracts, but I missed it. I own up to that, I missed it. So when I read out this story before in the morning, Rasmus Højlund says that he is a Manchester United player. He's looking forward to the new season. He's contracted until 2030 and expects to be playing for Manchester United and is fully on board with the project for Manchester United next season. Sorry, wrong answer, Rasmus. And even the presenter missed out on it. Because Rasmus Højlund is not contracted until 2030. His contract ends in 2028. Manchester United do have the option to trigger an extra year, but he is not contracted until 2030. It's 28. So even he doesn't realise what contract he's got at Man United. And United, by the end of that 5 years, would have obviously paid off all of Rasmus Højlund's instalment payments, of which we are paying. It would probably be over 4 or 5 years with Rasmus Højlund in terms of the payments that Manchester United are forking out for him. So when you look at what we've got in front of us here, this is a player that doesn't even know how long he's going to be at Manchester United for. He's no idea what is going on right now in his contract by the sounds of that. But yeah, Rasmus Højlund, and I checked this out, and this is verified as well. His contract runs till 2028. He's on 95 grand a week wages. So 85 grand a week wages, Rasmus Højlund. So Man United would be saving if they loaned him out, for instance, like we've been talking about on the show recently. If we loaned him out, Rasmus Højlund would be saving Manchester United approximately just over 4 million a year in wages. Doesn't seem like a lot when we're talking the figures that we have been doing for other players right now, does it? But still, it is a little bit of a saving. Manchester United would be guaranteed 38 million from Inter Milan. The interesting thing out of all of it is like the fact that Rasmus has no idea when his contract ends. I find hilarious. I do. Talk about trusting the wrong agent again, and you all know who represents him, don't we? Yes, just ask Mr. Erik ten Hag. The people that used to walk around Carrington thinking that they own the place, according to a lot of staff at the football club. And yes, that is SEG. So, yeah, that contract statement from Rasmus Højlund is wrong. Completely wrong, everybody. So, don't let that confuse you. Don't let you think. Don't be thinking that Rasmus Højlund, unfortunately, after playing 2 years for Manchester United, has still got another 5 years on his contract. He didn't sign a 7-year contract. He signed a 5-year one with an option for another year on top of that. So, he is not going to be staying at Manchester United past that. He'll be gone anyway. I think United will move him on at least next season anyway. A couple of super chats to bring in on everything as well. Andy, FUTV Mad. Love that name. That's absolutely banging. Best one out there today, I think. Hi, Adam. Just changed my YouTube handle because this channel brightens up my day. Well done to you and Kaz. Have become a big part of my life. Big part of our lives. Mate, absolutely love that, Andy. Absolutely buzzing with comments like that. Super chats in particular, mate. Really appreciate that, mate. I was told yesterday that a certain other YouTube channel was that's just, what's the word? Yeah, complaining, slagging off, dissing. Look, I don't care for anybody else. All I care about is my community here on Forever United TV. Not got a problem with anyone else. And I love the fact that people come here because they want to hear some positivity. They want to hear about Manchester United moving forward. They want to hear about the good stuff. There is negative stuff around this football club, and we'll talk about it when it's necessary. I just don't think it is. And I will never drive a negative on this football club just because I don't like something that's happening. I will always look at everything as it is. And like I just said there, Osimhen, someone's talking about United being back in for him because El Hilal's offer has been turned down. Osimhen is not coming United. I'm just going to tell you that right now. The deal is done. Manchester United's focus is firmly on Victor Gyokeres. And just to clarify that again, if you are just joining us right now, sorry again, it is slightly earlier show than normal tonight for us here on Forever United TV, simply because we are going to be covering the Spain and Portugal game, the final tonight of the Nations League. A bit of Sunday evening entertainment for you all. The link is pinned in the live chat now. If you want to join me on the couch later, have a couple of drinks and enjoy the football and get involved, get on the chat. Even if you wanted to call in and speak to me later on, you can do one big up. Get involved in that, please, everybody. I'm going to bring up the match bingo special as well before we finish on this show, so stay tuned, everyone. Adam, I'm sick and tired of all this positivity, mate. Can we please revert to type and ruin my summer? I can't handle this. Sarcasm, I love it. Good one, Sean. Thanks for the super chat, mates. No, I still don't find any issue in this window yet. Albeit, like, we're a weekend and things could change. And when it does start to take a little bit of a dip, I feel like it will be talked about. Even I will talk about it. Not everything is always good. There is a balance to it as well. But yes, just quickly again, a lot of people have asking me the update on Victor Gyokeres. Just to clarify everything, Manchester United's number one striker signing remains Victor Gyokeres. He is still their top target at this stage. The club will only pivot to alternative options if they deem Gyokeres unattainable. That's what I mentioned earlier on. That was from Alcaraz. That was his latest statement. He also told me that he is also looking at his other options, but Manchester United have him as a top target and he is open to coming to Manchester United. We do need to move forward with sales before anything can happen with Gyokeres. Every single journalist has said exactly the same thing about Victor Gyokeres now. It is only going to start moving and happening when we start seeing some players leave Manchester United and some players sold by the football club. That is a definite and 100% certainty in Manchester United right now on that one. And Manchester United are looking also at another centre-back. I can't understand. This is more news that was coming out before. Evan Ndicka. Yeah, I checked how his name is pronounced. I didn't even know who he was. He is someone who was loaned in from... Sorry, who's bought on a free, who plays at Roma now. Evan Ndicka is a centre-back right now, playing his trade in Serie A. But again, I find it confusing that Manchester United... This morning we talked about Diamande. I don't see United having the money available to buy him. And another centre-back here in Ndicka from Roma also is, again, it's a £40 million signing apparently, but United are interested in him. That's another report that's come out this afternoon. Just to keep you completely up to date with everything that is going on, obviously I cover absolutely every story that is out there, but that's the story going around. Manchester United are interested and have invested interest in this defender, and he is an option for us going forward. Makes you think, doesn't it, though, with the amount of centre-backs that we got. We put a tweet out earlier on, actually. Who is Man United's best centre-back, best centre-back free at the moment? When you think about what we've got, I said earlier on this morning again, like the players that we have got available. Mazraoui, Maguire, De Ligt, Martinez, Heaven, Yoro. There is so many, like 6 centre-backs at the football club now. Because Mazraoui will not play wing-back next season. You can class him as a centre-back. You can even have Luke Shaw there to that. Because Luke Shaw, if he stays, he's going to be another centre-back. So that's 7 right now. There is no way United are investing money into a centre-back this summer. It has to go fully on to Victor Gyokeres first of all. Get that deal done. And of course, then after that, I think United will move on a goalkeeper. I do. I don't see where Manchester United find that number 8 from. The number 8. By the way, Joe Bellingham has been confirmed. Here we go to Borussia Dortmund this afternoon by Fabrizio Romano. That is another one of Man United's midfield targets that we've talked about plenty on this show going elsewhere. He is going to be a Dortmund player following in the footsteps of his older brother Jude. Job is gone. I thought he would have stayed in the Premier League for at least a season personally. I thought that was where it was going to be. But... honestly, good luck to him. Let's just see what happens from that. Hopefully he develops into a good player. But he's going to come back and it's I've seen some comments there on that centre-back's name. I'm just going to call him that centre-back because I knew what type of chat would start gathering within the live chat once they mentioned that name. Can't rely on Slabhead and De Ligt injured too much. Disagree on that one. I mean, De Ligt's had a few injuries towards the end of the season, but he's been pretty steady throughout. Really, I don't see a problem in De Ligt at all. Maguire, getting there, I think he will go next season, to be honest. I think that's what we're looking at with Harry Maguire. But yeah, Leach are short. Crocs, Euro and Heaven had injury issues. Have we not got enough to handle this season? No. I'm not saying that we're not going to buy a centre-back next season. I just feel like now we are looking at Manchester United necessarily looking at certain players in key areas, not centre-back. I don't see it being a priority for Manchester United right now. I really don't. But yeah, look, whichever way United decide to go, we'll be covering it. I mean, if they do go for a centre-back, like Rajat says there, Inacio Diamande, because I think Ruben needs another left-footed centre-back. I think the fact that we've got Aiden Heaven, who likes to play at the left, and discovering him this January, I really think has been a big plus for Ruben Amorim. I really do think that Aiden Heaven has been an absolute steal. At the price that he is, and how much we actually got him for, I think surprising quite a few people in how good he is and how he's adapted to Manchester United's starting 11. I do believe that this is a sign of what Manchester United will be looking at going forward. Scouting the younger players. If they do surprise and they do come through, then there is a good chance that they're going to get their chance at Manchester United at the top level. I think that is ultimately where Manchester United are looking at in terms of this market. They don't want to go out and spend Brewsters on every single position. And I think Aiden Heaven to them is proof that you can find that hidden gem. And we've been talking about finding these young players, these young teenagers that are out of contract and bringing them in and giving them their opportunity. Because sometimes youth level, it deprives players. It holds players back. All of a sudden, you see a player jumping onto the scene at the highest level in the senior team and excelling because they're playing with better players. And the game moves quicker. You find some players actually adapting a lot easier to senior football than what they found at a youth level football. I think Aiden Heaven has just stepped right in. I just don't think he had the right opportunities in front of him at Arsenal. And I do think that now at Manchester United, this is what he's seen. And I listened to a conversation and an interview with Aiden Heaven the other day. And he was basically saying in that interview that he came to Manchester United because you look at the opportunities that younger players are getting. And Manchester United have a record of giving more chances to younger players than any other Premier League side. So, and he's taken it with both hands. I thought he handled Ollie Watkins absolutely superbly. I thought he dealt with Arsenal's attack when he played against them. He was going absolutely brilliant. I think he would have been playing in the final if he didn't get that injury against Leicester. I think Ruben would have kept on playing him. And that's a sign, I think, from Ruben Amorim as well. So if you're a Manchester United youngster right now, if you're a United academy player coming through, and you're seeing the likes of Heaven, you're seeing Yoro. Yes, Yoro was brought in, but he's still a teenager. Amasa's burst onto the scene now in the last few weeks of the season for United. Obviously, you've got Chido getting his opportunities. He's shone on the tour, couple of goals there. You're thinking you've always got a chance with Ruben Amorim as the coach. And if you're a senior player, you're looking at them players coming in, and you're saying, look, like if I don't actually keep my head down here and get on with business and do my job properly, then there's going to be an academy player come through and take my spot. And that is the biggest insult to any professional footballer. If you're dropped out of a side and an academy player comes through and takes your spot, then you, right there, I feel, are completely shut down and embarrassed by that. And if anything, should be picking you back up and thinking, right, I've got to get myself back in this team. I'm supposed to be the big earner here, and I'm sat on the bench because some academy player wants it more than me. And this coach is going to play these players ahead of me. What Ruben did with Garnacho, what Ruben did with Rashford, I think has set the standard at Manchester United. Did you listen to what Casemiro said in his interview while on international duty, by the way? Casemiro coming out in glowing terms on Ruben Amorim. And I think he was bang on the money. It just shows if you stay professional, this is what Casemiro was saying. If you stay professional and you work hard, you will get your opportunity with the right man. He believes in Ruben Amorim because he didn't like Casemiro at first, and Casemiro said this. He said he really didn't fancy me at first, but then I trained and worked, and he figured out how I then work in this team, and I'm now a priority. I am now relied upon at Manchester United, and that's what happens. So you can say that. You can work hard and that goes some way, but it all does depend on the coach that you've got as well. And I think Ruben Amorim rewards people that are giving more. I think he rewards people that are actually, like giving everything and taking the opportunity when they go on the pitch. I think he sees that in players, and I think that spreads throughout the squad. And I don't think any player feels like their place in this side is safe now. I mean, you look at it, even Bruno Fernandes, you've got to think next season, he's got to be thinking, wow, there is some serious players in this team right now, and my position is definitely not safe. 100%, you've got to be thinking that you've got to do more in this Manchester United squad going forward next season. And people keep asking him, talking like the comments just said then. It's like, what happens with the wing-back situation? I said before, there could be a situation next season where Diego Leon comes in and nails down that left wing-back role. The young 18-year-old Paraguayan who Manchester United bought in January, then loaned back to his parent club, and now coming to Manchester United this month, the end of this month, he's going to be a main player on that left-hand side for United, and then Dorgu might actually be pushed across to the right-hand side. That's something that could happen also. So there are multiple options here and opportunities for every player at Manchester United. There really is. Whether they're old, whether they're young, I think everybody's got a chance. I really do. Let's get a few more comments in. Let's just see what we've got here. But Heaven is still young, same as Yoro. Can't play every game, surely not. Nope, there's got to be rotation, and I think there will be rotation in Manchester United's back line. I think there'll be rotation aplenty, to be honest. So let's just see exactly how Ruben does that. But less games to play means a more settled side as well, and chance to really build a rhythm with a starting 11, I think, more than anything. I think that's important to remember in this. Let's get through some more. Fair play to Casemiro. He thought Ten Hag was a clueless clown and was always comparing him to Carlo Ancelotti. If he rates Ruben, that's good enough for me. One more year of Casemiro, I don't think anybody's going to have a real issue with that, are they? I can't see it anyway. I can't see it, but look, you never know. You never know, do you? It could be anything next season for Manchester United, the way this window is going. Just to update you on all the headlines, again, if you have just joined us, coming to the end of the show, and that is that Manchester United have invested an interest in Donnarumma from PSG. Yes, that's absolute blockbuster of a goalkeeper who's just picked up the Champions League. Man United are interested in him and will be prepared to make a bid if the opportunity comes around. There has been no bid and there's been no offer for Donnarumma, and it could just all be words and it could be noises. And Man United are also definitely interested in Martinez, Emi Martinez, that is, like we've discussed plenty on this channel, and he is more of a realistic target. The updates on Brian and Bumo are that because it's the weekend and Brentford haven't got certain staff working at weekend, it will just drag on to the Monday and the Tuesday. But full steam ahead, no drama, no difficulties. It is just a normal process of dealing with the negotiations that are at an advanced level, and we can expect this to move forward now over Monday and Tuesday going into the week. Also on Victor Gyokeres, Manchester United have him as their top target and will not pivot away from Victor Gyokeres and look at any other strikers until they feel that Victor Gyokeres is unattainable. And at the moment, United feel like they can make it happen. They have to sell players, of course, but they still feel confident that this can happen. And that is where we're at with both of them targets as well. And that pretty much covers everything that you need to know about on this Sunday evening, everybody. A little bit earlier than normal, we are going to be doing the watch along as well, everyone. So make sure you click on that link that is in the live chat right now. Also, as always, on a big match day, we are doing our match bingo special. And again, we are running it tonight for the Spain versus Portugal game. If you download the app now and deposit £5 as a new customer, Match Bingo will put another £10 on that for you. It's £5 a card, as you can see on the screen. 15 match events, goals, VAR, corners, crossbars. If you get a line, you win 25 quid. Another line, 25 quid. If you get all 15, which has happened, you could be winning up to over £300 tonight watching that game with us. I'm going to be playing along in the living room with this one, doing a special watch along tonight on Big Up. The link is there in the live chat for Big Up, everybody. The link for Match Bingo I'm just going to pop up in the live chat now for you all, so you have got it, and then you can click on that and download the app if you haven't already. Please do. You're missing out if you haven't, because lots of people and FUTV subscribers and members have actually won big on this already. So that is up there now as well. So grab hold of that match card. Get involved in the game tonight. I think it's going to be a cracking game. Couldn't have picked a better final, really, could you? Spain v Portugal. I'm going to go and get myself set up for that now, everybody. So please do jump across and join us for the watch-along later. You can come on there and have a little chat with me as well. Have a call in if you want to. We're starting that in approximately 45 minutes. So I will see you all there. Thank you, everybody, for being part of the show. Make sure you give the video a like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well on your way out. We're on the road to 83k. We might even get there tonight if we give it a big push, so please do get involved in it. We want 90,000 subscribers before this season starts. Thank you, everybody. Absolutely loved that show. Absolutely brilliant. Hour-long special just before the Europa League final. Cheers, everybody. I will see you all over on Big Up.